Hello, welcome to this video on the Ultimate Memory Guide. Now, this memory guide covers 50 science-backed, classroom-tested memorization methods that you can use to boost your performance in your upcoming exams. You learn powerful techniques that you can use daily. Very simple, but yet very powerful. Remember, they're science-backed. By that I mean that scientists, educational researchers, psychologists, and cognitive scientists have conducted several experiments to see what are the more effective ways of memorizing stuff. And as a student, you have lots of stuff to remember. In fact, some people claim that typically most students or most people use only 10% of their brain, and the other 90% goes unused. But that's a misconception. For many scientists, the unused portion of your brain is actually 99%. In other words, you're using less than 1% of the power of your brain. For example, consider the following questions. Why aren't we better learners when we have 200 billion, yes, 200 billion brain cells? That is as many stars as there are in the galaxy. So your brain has a lot of processing power. Why aren't we better at remembering when our brains are capable of retaining about 100 billion bits of information? Yes, you heard correctly, 100 billion bits of information. To put that into perspective, that's the equivalent of 500 encyclopedias. Yes, your brain is capable of storing 500 encyclopedias. Now, why aren't you a faster thinker when your thoughts travel at more than 300 miles per hour? That's faster than the fastest bullet train. Why aren't you better at understanding when your brain has over 100 trillion, yes, 100 trillion possible connections? What that means is that your brain is far more sophisticated and powerful than any computer. And finally, why aren't you more creative when you have, on average, 4,000 thoughts every 24 hours? So your brain is very powerful. You can use part of that power of your brain to remember tons of stuff. In an earlier video, we looked at group 1, things that you can do to boost your performance. In group 2, we have another 10 set of techniques you can use: chunking, creating a story, creating pegs, exercise it, link it, make a note of it, relax, self-test, and so on. Now, each one of these techniques, it's very simple and takes less than 5 minutes to do. And when you use these techniques, you'll be able to retain and recall tons of information. Wouldn't that be cool? No more cramming. You'll use techniques such as attachment, creating a concept map, creating a metaphor, creating a mind map, making connections, and so on. And in group 4, you have even more: interlinking, minor systems, number shapes, the power system, visualization. Group 5, you have things like anthropomorphize. Well, that's a big word, isn't it? But you learn about that very easily. You learn to leverage previous understandings. Yes. A key technique you can use before you start studying anything, you should ask yourself, what 3 things do I already know related to this topic? For example, what 3 things do you already know about memory? Can you answer that? Great. Now, you'll be able to discover and explore and exploit the power of your brain in the upcoming videos.